Hi guys, so I just wanted to share the experience that I had when I went to this wedding fair recently with my fiance. So just a disclaimer that this whole wedding fair was pretty well planned, but the only ick that I had were the Taiwanese vendors. Okay, so we went to this wedding fair on a Sunday, which was also their last day, and we went at 4 p.m. when the event was gonna close at 8 p.m. Okay, so the thing is, when we walked in, the first booth that we saw was this Taiwanese booth. So they actually directed us to their booth to like sit down to talk more about their packages and all that, and we were fine with it because we were open to like exploring different vendors. Okay, so the moment when we sat down, of course, like it's a sales tactic. They will actually compliment your looks and stuff. So they kept complimenting my looks and like my fiance's looks. And then after that, she started asking us whether we wanted to shoot in Taiwan or we wanted to shoot locally in Singapore. So because of like our schedules, we would prefer to actually shoot in Singapore because it's more convenient and it's easier as well. And even after we said we wanted to take it locally, she just kept showing us the photo shoots that were taken in Taiwan, and then she kept spending so much time trying to like convince us and persuade us to take our photo shoots in Taiwan. And then I had to keep emphasizing that we want to take our photo shoots locally before she actually like showed us like some photos that were taken in Singapore. But no offense, like all the photos actually look super photoshopped and edited like heavily, and they look very unnatural. And then I also asked her to show me the wedding gowns, and then she showed me. Okay, they were quite nice, but then after that I said that, oh, I think I would prefer if I can try them on, so I'm not sure if I want to sign any packages now, so I'm just taking a look. And then she was saying how like, oh, like our gowns are like one of a kind, they are very special and very unique, you won't find them anywhere else. And then she said like, oh, you don't need to try them on now, like you can just sign with us first. And then she said, oh, like other booths also don't allow you to try the wedding gowns. Okay, but the thing is that the event itself and the brochures literally said that the local wedding gowns boutiques allow us to try some of the dresses on at the event itself. So even if she didn't mean to lie about like other places not allowing us to try on the gowns at the event, like I didn't like how she didn't even like fact check, and then she was like so desperate to like ask me to sign the package and stay, you know. And then at that point in time, they already wasted like 20 to 30 minutes of our time, and we wanted to leave already. But then she just like stopped us and then said like, oh, she just needs another 5 to 10 minutes to quickly run through the pricing packages with us. And she even said like how she can give us like better discounts and pricings if we allow them to use our photos for like their publicity materials if like we use their service. So honestly, I regretted staying for this part. Okay, like yeah, hear me out, like I know we should have left. Okay, so she showed a few of like their packages and pricings, and I honestly cannot remember all of them. But the one package that stood out to me was like there was this actual day package that she was selling to us. So she was saying how like 3 wedding dresses, 1 gown and 1 tea ceremony dress, something like that. And then she was saying how like, oh, this whole package on the actual day will be 3,000, like $3,688. And then when we said we wanted to leave to look at other booths, she started to slash the price from $3,688 to $1,000, which is like a huge difference. It's like more than 50%. And then she said she may even give us like the photography of the actual day for free. Okay, so some of you may think that, oh, it's such a good deal anyway, just take it. But then I've heard of like other horror stories like after that there were some couples that actually went for like a Taiwanese vendor, and then when they went Taiwan for the photo shoot, the wedding gowns and the suits that were in the package were like not nice at all, and then you have to top up a lot just to get like the nicer or the more like premium like dresses and suits. So thankfully I didn't sign that because honestly I feel like it's just a sales tactic, and I probably have to like pay for other hidden costs later on, you know. And my fiance actually Google review on the spot after that because he was getting really frustrated, and he saw that there were some people that actually commented how bad their service was, and then they were just hard selling, and then they faced like the same experience of like them slashing their prices. Okay, so at this point we already wasted like 40 to 45 minutes of our time. Okay, and I admit that we're really very beta lah, okay, but what is done is done. Yeah, and both of us just wanted to leave the booth already. But we were still trying to be nice, so we said like, oh, okay, maybe we can see other booths and then we can come back later on if we have made a decision. Yeah, and then she started to become very passive aggressive, and then she was just like, oh, I mean, it's fine, yeah, it's cool, but then I know that once you go to other booths, you all will never come back again. And then in my mind I was thinking like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense, but then you don't say it out loud as a salesperson, right? Yeah, and she even implied like how if we leave the booth now, even if we come back on the same day to make like a decision to sign with them, they won't give us the same discounts and pricings again. Yeah, and then there was this other couple that I met at the wedding fair, and they told me that like, oh, the same booth was like super aggressive to them. So because they were like indecisive and stuff, the salesperson, which is another guy, literally told them like, oh, if you don't want to get from us, then you just get out, like just go away. Like they were damn rude about it, you know. So overall, I actually had a great time at other booths, but not the Taiwanese vendor that we actually met that day. There was just a lot of like passive aggressiveness, desperate hard selling, and just like super stressful to be at the booth with them. On hindsight, we could have been more adamant about leaving and like just like left maybe after like 10 to 15 minutes, but I guess like we also was quite interested to know about the pricing so that we can compare with like other booths and vendors that we want to like consider next time. So just an advice to all the couples out there, if you all go to like this kind of like wedding fairs and stuff, like I would advise not to actually sign packages immediately unless you have already compared like beforehand and know that like it's worth it to sign with that particular like vendor or booth. Just try not to be impulsive and know that you have every right to consider everything properly in a package before signing them because they are not cheap. And you also wouldn't want to regret your decision later on. I know that there's another wedding fair coming up from 22nd to 23rd February, and I hope that none of you will face the same experience as us. And if I remember correctly, I think the same Taiwanese vendor will actually be there at the 22nd to 23rd February event, so stay safe guys.